I don't know that I have officially allowed it to fully set in just because there's been so much. And, like, this was not supposed to be me. Like, I was so excited for the ladies beside me, to congratulate them. So when my name was announced, I thought, oh, my goodness, they just said me. I have to walk in front of all these people. Don't fall down, So it's just been such an honor to have so many messages on my phone or, different phone calls and voicemails. And, I hope and pray last night. I was like, did I get through all of them? I'm so sorry it's so late, but thank you so much. Just to show my appreciation because it's it's an honor. So.
Well, what a great support base that you have from other educators at other schools.
Absolutely.
In addition to the ones at your school.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about Megan Caldwell, the teacher at India Hook Elementary School. What do you want our audience to know about you?
And we know that you don't like to brag, but we're giving you all permission. You deserve to brag.
Toot your own horn, please.
No, I think the biggest thing is being the classroom teacher for the students that I serve. I think oftentimes some of our kiddos can, it's so difficult to not see a student and, that student's having a really hard day. And, so many other children might see those students as quote unquote bad, and just students in our classroom were able to kind of help one another know that it's okay for us to have a moment that's not necessarily ideal, but I have students who will say, I had such a bad day. And I'm like, well, let's talk about that. What do you mean? That happened this morning at 8:01 and the rest of your day, so I think just being able to say that, for any student, not just students in my classroom, but, we all learn and work differently. We all experience life differently, and we never know what one another's experiencing. So I don't even think it's about what me as a teacher, but just us as a human, as a culture, as a population, what are we doing just to see one another? And so I think that's what I try to instill in our students, but then also our school, just to continue to be that light and kind of help our entire school as a whole see students for who they are, no matter what point of the day or what point of, self-regulation we might be in. So it's not me, it's our students. So.
Those are life skills that will carry with themselves once a degree is in their hand as they move forward into the world. Well, explain to our audience the students that you do teach and the grades you teach at India Hook Elementary.
Sure. So our classroom is a classroom for students that are in kindergarten, first and second grade. And we are a self-contained classroom for students. We're a much smaller ratio. It's myself and then two other amazing teachers, Mrs. Rodriguez and Mrs. Glover. And this is actually, last year was our first year together. So I told them last night at open house, I said this was not possible without them because we truly are such a team. And I will get, just thinking about it, it's been, I have felt like such a better teacher because of their strength and knowing that we are so, we are a puzzle and we immediately fit as soon as we met, and it's just been so awesome to see how they also have helped our students to grow. But the students in our classroom, they might just need a little bit of extra behavioral support. Maybe they were in, a general education classroom, and that just was too much for them. Maybe it was, because there were 25 other students, or they needed a little bit longer to process, to answer those questions. And when they didn't have that much time, because with 25 kids, you've got to keep going. They just needed a little bit more support to make them, to allow them to be as successful as we know that they can be. So just being able to be in a smaller setting like our classroom has hopefully and will continue to allow them to show just how amazing they are.
Well, Megan, I feel like all of us sitting here just wished we had you, no matter where we were at in our life, had you and can clone you into the adult world as well. Because even as you mentioned, Lucas, these skills that you learn at a young age, kindergarten, first, second grade, carries on with self-regulation and learning and growing and having patience and grace and respecting each other. We talked earlier today with Chris Singleton that came to the Rock Hill schools, the foundation hosted, again, bringing people together to see each other. But it's so wonderful as we've talked all last year. Lindsay Maycheck shared hiring and wanting to bring new teachers on, and to hear your message, I hope folks that are even considering a career switch or considering becoming a teacher, you've just inspired me, and it sounds like you can inspire so many more.
Well, thank you. And yes, if you want to come be a teacher, come do that here in Rockville
I
Schools.
want to be in her classroom. Well, so one thing that we're so excited for you was the big grand gift that has 4 wheels. Tell us about it.
Yes, so I was absolutely flabbergasted when Mr. Crompton, with Rock Hill Honda, handed me the keys to a 2025 Honda Pilot.
What?
I had to look at him and I said, I need you to understand that when I wanted to first buy a car, Honda Pilot was it. I said, but I could not afford it. I said, so the fact that you just handed me keys to a 2025, it is absolutely amazing. It's got all the bells and whistles, and I've had the chance to drive it to and from. I drove it here today, so it was absolutely, we're so thankful for their support. He even said that, he has a long line of educators in his family. His wife is a nurse at Mount Holly Elementary School, so he said that educators, this is just such an important thing for him to be able to do. So just so thankful for his support and their support.
Well, you'll get to ride around in that Honda Pilot for for the whole year.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Megan Caldwell was just named the Rock Hill School District Teacher of the Year. Megan, school starts on Thursday here in the Rock Hill School District. What can families do to help teachers in the classroom?
What would make your world easier?
What would make your life easier? Here's your microphone.
I think just making sure that we remember that teachers were humans. That is obviously for you, your child is your number one and your baby. And believe it or not, they're actually our number ones too. But we have more than just one student, or 2 students on our class rosters. And so, teachers, I know we hear it all the time, but I just don't think that we get not enough credit, but just, we have moments where we are really, really praised. And then, we have moments where, hey, it's the teacher's fault, and there's just such a happy medium. But I just think showing us grace and being there right beside us, and then even asking your child's individual teacher, how can I support your classroom? How can I support you? I don't want to speak on behalf of all teachers, but just being that willing partner, and we're a team, and in order for our students to better succeed, we have to work together hand in hand. And I will say last night, was our open house or Meet Your Media India Hook, and I had 8 out of 9 students, families come, and I've never had that many, so and I had parents asking me, do you need anything else for the classroom? And so just that made me so more excited to get to Thursday and know this is going to be an awesome year.
It's going to be